peaceful green mud village surrounded by tall trees and glowing sunlight, lived an old farmer with a long gray beard and kind brown eyes. Dressed in his simple brown robe and rope belt, he smiled at a new day on his little farm. The old man's wife and children fed the hens under the banyan tree. The farmer's wrinkled face glowed with happiness as he watched his family work together. Suddenly, a deep howl rolled across the green hills. The farmer's smile faded. His eyes narrowed. He knew that sound meant danger. Villagers gathered beneath the big tree. The old man spoke bravely. "We must protect our farms. Wolves are near." His beard shimmered in the sunlight as the people listened. That night, under a silver moon, the farmer stood with his lantern outside his mud house. His robe swayed in the cool breeze and his heart stayed alert. Suddenly, goats cried out. The old man grabbed his torch and ran barefoot through the grass. Firelight danced on his long beard as he searched the shadows. Beyond the fence, glowing eyes stared back. Wolves. The farmer gripped his stick tightly, his heart pounding. He shouted and waved the torch. Flames lit the field as the wolves growled and stepped back. His robe flapped in the wind, but he would not retreat. He threw a burning log toward them. Smoke rose high, and the wolves slipped back into the forest. The farmer sighed, his beard covered in ash. As sunlight returned, he gathered the villagers again. Dust on his robe, fire in his eyes, he spoke of courage and teamwork. Men and women worked together, building fences and digging traps. The old farmer led them, sweat shining through his gray beard. At sunset, he stood watching the glowing green fields. His robe shone orange, his eyes calm, though he knew danger would return. As the moon rose, the wolves came again, silent, fierce, and many. The farmer held his torch high, ready to fight. One wolf leapt from the shadows. The man struck with his stick. Sparks flew and his robe tore at the shoulder. Running through mud, the farmer chased them away from the goats. His rope belt loosened, but he fought with all his strength. Panting, he looked around the glowing fields. Wolves circled in the darkness. His beard dripped with sweat, but his eyes stayed brave. He lit torches and planted them in a circle around the farm. Flames danced across the green fields. His face glowed with fierce determination. From the forest came the alpha wolf, huge, with red eyes. The old man stood tall, his robe swirling in the wind, eyes unblinking. The wolf lunged and the man struck. Fire sparks burst around them. His robe ripped, beard wild, and his courage burned brighter than the flames. The wolves fled into the forest. The old farmer stood alone in smoke and light, his beard gray with ash, his eyes full of victory. He walked through the green field, touching each fence post, each animal. His robe was torn, but his heart was peaceful. His children ran and hugged him tightly. Tears rolled through his beard as he smiled, thankful for another sunrise. The whole village gathered under the trees, celebrating their brave farmer. His robe was washed, his beard combed, and his eyes glowed with pride. In the green fields, he planted new seeds with his children. His robe was old but clean, and his eyes looked toward the future. At sunset, the old farmer stood on the hill, his silver beard glowing gold, his robe flowing in the wind. He smiled as the wolves' howls faded forever, and peace returned to the green mud village.
Hey, you listen! Subscribe to my stories, thank you.
It was a calm morning in an old mud village surrounded by soft green hills. People were busy with daily chores, animals wandered peacefully, and a young boy named Ayan helped feed the chickens. Ayan, wearing his brown cotton shirt and blue shorts, smiled as the birds pecked the ground. The air was warm, and the day felt perfect, until a strange sound echoed from the forest. A distant howl cut through the silence. Ayan stopped. His heart pounded as he turned toward the dark trees. Something dangerous was coming. Moments later, villagers screamed. A wild wolf charged out of the forest, attacking goats and scattering people. Ayan dropped the basket and grabbed a stick. He ran across the dusty path, his sandals slipping as he tried to help the shepherd. Fear burned in his chest, but courage burned brighter. Hiding behind a haystack, Ayan peeked out. The wolf's yellow eyes glowed in the shadows, circling the animals. The boy's hands trembled, but he didn't look away. He picked up a small stone and threw it. The stone hit a rock and clattered loudly. The wolf turned its head, distracted, just as Ayan had hoped. The wolf growled and leapt toward the noise. Ayan lit a torch made of dry straw. The fire's glow dancing on his dusty brown shirt. As the wolf lunged at a baby goat, Ayan sprinted forward and lifted the frightened creature away just in time. Dust swirled around them in slow motion. The wolf cornered Ayan near the old village well. The boy's shirt was ripped, and sweat dripped from his forehead. Still, he refused to back down. He ran into the small well room, breathing heavily. The sound of claws scratched the wooden door. Inside, he clutched his stick and whispered, "I won't let you hurt them." Suddenly, he threw the door open and tossed a burning hay bundle at the wolf. Flames lit up the night. The beast roared and stepped back. Villagers rushed in, holding torches high. The boy stood at the front, his torn clothes glowing in the firelight, his eyes steady. Together, they faced the danger. But the wolf wasn't done. It returned from the shadows, snarling. Ayan tied a red scarf around his neck, his sign of bravery, and stepped forward again. He placed raw meat near a broken fence, setting a clever trap. Then he hid behind a cart, waiting silently in the moonlight. The wolf took the bait, and the heavy net dropped. The beast thrashed and howled, but it was caught. The villagers cheered as the sun began to rise. That night, the whole village celebrated around a bonfire. Ayan now wore a clean white shirt and brown shorts, smiling as everyone sang and laughed. He gently petted the rescued animals. The goats nuzzled his hand, and the hens clucked happily. For the first time in days, the air felt peaceful. At sunrise, Ayan stood on the hill overlooking the quiet village. Birds flew across the glowing sky. The boy smiled proudly. He had saved them all.
Hey, you listen! Subscribe to my stories, thank you.